Yeah, um, this lighting is weird. I know. I thought that putting a lamp here by my couch was going to help. But I think I just look orange. But anyway, this video is going to be short. I know I say that all the time, but the timer on my phone is actually counting down. And it's telling me that this video is going to be short. I have freed up all the space I know that I can free up on this phone, and I feel like it has less stuff on it now than it did before, and for some reason I have less time to share with you guys. So, but I did get my camera situation figured out, so I'll be doing that from now on. I just like sitting down and touching base for my update tonight, so I just thought this would be quicker than doing the camera, then to the computer, and then, well, y'all probably know. So, I went to see my chiropractor today. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I had hurt my shoulder. Well, and not an actual like, oh, I got hurt, injured type of thing. I was just leaning over the armrest on the couch and just in that position for longer than usual. And when I raised up, my shoulder was hurting, and it hasn't stopped, and that was a week ago. So welcome to your late 40s, I guess. But it kind of goes along with what I wanted to just touch on. I'll have to do a separate video for more in-depth stuff that's on my mind today. But it's another thing to prove to me, which I mean I already know, but a reminder of just how important lean muscle mass is for us to have. And I know that it's tricky. I know that it's hard when you're on a GLP-1 to not only preserve what muscle mass you have, you're starting out with, but to build while on a GLP-1. I personally have found it very difficult, just in the sense of, you have to properly fuel your body to build muscle, and I just have not been able to eat enough food to sustain, what I consider a good workout, as far as energy needs go. And I had mentioned before that I was just easing my way back into it, doing really short exercise sessions, just hitting each muscle group with one set, low reps, and just working from there. And I ran that by my chiropractor today. I know there's a debate. A lot of people don't think chiropractors are doctors, but they actually are, just not medical doctors. They're doctors of chiropractic, but I address him as a doctor. I show him that respect. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I don't know why that was important to say, but he is obviously very educated in matters of the body and anatomy and all the things, and he himself works out, and he's very into fitness, takes great care of himself, and so I ran my thoughts by him on just doing less lengthy exercise sessions with weights, to kind of not push myself over the limit or into that area of fatigue that I've been experiencing, that the longer workouts cause me to have. And he said that that's exactly what he would recommend me do, that my approach is spot on, and that I'm approaching it properly, the way that it should be and the way that he would. And because exercise just naturally increases your appetite, because your body, is going to send the signal that it needs more fuel, or it's going to give you signals that it needs more fuel. And so increased appetite is one of those things that's going to happen. And he seems to think that there's a good chance that the appetite is going to increase in spite of the GLP-1. He said it just might take a little longer because that medication is, essentially suppressing my appetite. But it may, I may notice it in other ways, which I already knew, that because I have experienced that since gastric sleeve. Like I'll often just feel just tired when I know I need to eat, or when I realize I haven't ate and too much time has passed since I ate. So he says that I'm probably going to experience those types of things quicker than I am or normally would, since I am on a GLP-1. And I don't have to necessarily wait until I feel hunger to have a little snack on the days that I lift weights. And I should have thought about that. And as soon as he mentioned it, I was like, yeah, I should have known that. And he said, yeah, it's frustrating, I know. He said, because you're on this medication that's doing one thing, and you need to do the other in order to get back some of this muscle mass that you've lost. And he said, I imagine it's really frustrating. And I was like, yeah, frustration is the exact word that I have been using for this situation. But he says to just keep doing it the way that I'm doing it. Just that it's going to take a little longer for my appetite to, increase to the point to where I can do what I consider like a full workout. And so he says, just pace myself, just pay attention to my body, go slow. And if I don't see an improvement, then maybe talk to Rachel. That's my primary care doctor. We all know each other. About, what to do from there. And I told him that I thought maybe going back to the 5 milligram was going to be the better idea in order for me to, be able to eat a little more. And he said that that sounded like the right thing to him, but that was not his area of expertise. And so he wasn't going to, go in depth with me on that he just recommended me to talk to my primary care. So it seems like my approach of what I'm doing and how I've been doing things is what I should be doing. I haven't felt, any more fatigue than what I have already been feeling just naturally being on a GLP-1 and low calories. But something that I did notice that I was doing this week, and I probably have been for longer than I realized, and just didn't click. Since I am pretty much at maintenance, and I say pretty much because to me, maintenance is going to be a range, because I don't weigh the same exact number every day, and I'm not going to drive myself crazy trying to stay at one exact number, and neither should you. Look at it as a range. Give yourself, I don't know, I'm giving myself like 5 pounds just because I know how my weight fluctuates with inflammation and fluid retention and all of those things. But you give yourself a number that you're comfortable with. 5 is my number. But I noticed this week that when I would feel that hunger, like actually in my belly, my stomach would growl, and I could tell that I was just like empty and that I could eat something, that I didn't stop to get a snack. Those are the prime opportunities for me to get more calories in and to give my body more fuel, and I didn't take advantage of that. It's like I'm going to have to get myself out of this mindset of essentially being in a cut, because I can't look at myself as being in a deficit anymore, or I have to look at myself as, or look at the situation and my numbers as trying to, I won't come out of a deficit anytime soon, I don't think. Because even Matt today, my chiropractor, he said, you've got to really pace yourself because you don't want to disrupt, digestive issues and disrupt all of that, which is already pretty common. And I was like, yeah. So anyway, but those times I should have grabbed a snack, maybe a piece of fruit, a beef stick, a piece of cheese or something, things that already have in there. It's quick for me to grab for that reason, and I didn't do it this week. But I've got to really make sure that and I'm never going to get these numbers up if I don't make it a priority, and taking the time to make a snack or have a snack. And so I'm going to jump on into these numbers real quick because my phone, it already has cut off on me once and I had to go in and delete some more stuff. But my high weight my high weight before gastric sleeve surgery was 259.2. The day of surgery, June of 2020, I weighed in on the hospital scale at 250. The day I started GLP-1, I weighed in at 199.9. The day that I started Mounjaro, I weighed in at 177. Last week, I weighed in at 141. This week, I weighed in at 140.6. Now, that means that my totals since the day of surgery, I've lost 109.4 pounds. Since I started a GLP-1, which was Saxenda when I started, I've lost 59.3. Since I started Mounjaro, I've lost 36.4. And this week, I've lost 0.4, which for me, to me is good. I'm fine with that because, like I said, I'm not necessarily trying to gain any weight back, because I know that's going to happen naturally as I'm able to do more exercise or more weightlifting, strength building, strength training. I can't speak because I'm feeling like I need to hurry up. But at least I didn't, drop another 4 or 5 pounds or whatever, which I don't think I've lost that much in a whole week on a GLP-1. Now, after gastric sleeve, I did. But so I'm okay with just the 0.4. I would have been okay with staying the same. But it is starting to bug me more and more each week when I just can visibly see the loss of muscle tone. It's really bothering me. It's really evident even in like clothes now. My jeans, leggings naturally, but I've always had really toned legs at least, and anytime that I would lose weight, that would be the first place I would lose weight usually. But I still had decent, muscle tone, even still. But yeah, that's, there's none there, guys. And my skin is showing the evidence that the muscle was there. Now it's gone, and it's just kind of like, if you've got some skin that was once filled with something, and then that something's gone, then it's an empty space, kind of like that. There used to be some fat there. So now it's going to take some time for this to bounce back, and it may not because of my age. But now, my arms and my legs and all that, I'm trying to fill that out as much as I can with muscle. But again, just like I said before, and my doctor that I seen today, he said that he agreed with my approach, just pacing myself, take my time, because moving at a slower pace, as long as you're moving, is better than nothing, or overdoing it and falling out while you're lifting weights and getting yourself hurt and all those things. So that's the plan. So the plan is the same. I did not move back to the 5 milligram this week. Since I did, notice that my appetite increased some even, you know, a little more this week. And I had refills on the 7.5, so I'm just going to finish that out. And if I start dropping weight, you know, like pounds at a time each week, I will for sure go and see my doctor, my primary doctor, and talk to her about going back to the 5. I did talk to the pharmacist, since I did have refills of the 7.5 left. I wasn't sure how that was going to work, and he said no, that how it would happen is they wouldn't fill the 5 milligrams as long as I had picked up the box of 7.5. I would have to wait the 4 weeks and then go back to the 5 milligrams. He said, but they will pay for me to go back to the 5 milligrams. And then if that doesn't work out after, you know, my blood work, that he said Rachel will more than likely do, just to make sure that the 5 milligrams is keeping my A1C where it needs to be. And then if my A1C goes up, she'll probably put me back on the 7.5, he said. So at this point, I'm just going to, like I said, finish out this 7.5, go get some blood work, and that way she'll have a comparison, just in case we decide to go back to the 5 milligram next month, and then get the blood work again to see if there was a shift. So that's my plan as of right now, and if that changes, I will let you guys know next week. So I'm going to go ahead and end this before my phone just naturally ends it for us. Hope everybody's doing good, and I thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed, go ahead and do that for me, please, and thank you. I appreciate it, and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.